I think there's a few different reasons why no can be so hard. I think one of them is that we can misconstrue the concept of love to mean pleasing and to be all things to all people at all times. It doesn't take too long in your adult life before you realize that that's an impossible venture. Sometimes I say to women, I want you to imagine all the people you're trying to please in a pie chart, and there's a finite amount. And when you give to this one, you're always going to take from this one. And that for every time you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else. And if you would start seeing that that's how your life operates, you would realize that you say no to many, many things. But what you value is quite different. So if you say yes to that next opportunity or that next thing that you know is not a fit for you, or that person that's really maybe not the best for you, you're saying no to something else. You may be saying no to your spiritual walk. You may be saying no to your husband. You may be saying no to margin in your life that creates a woman who's worth being around. But you're saying no to something because we all exist in one time. We all have the same amount of time in a day. And I think that starting to think like that can help women realize that I am in charge of my yes and no, and when I say yes to this thing, I am saying no to something. Let me make sure that I'm saying no to the right things. It doesn't make it easier, but it does get you started in the right direction. I think another reason that women have a difficult time saying no is because perhaps we've gleaned some things from churchianity, Christianity, the church culture that make us think that being meek and mild means being a pleaser at all times, and that my number one job is to serve. I do think that we're called to serve and to love other people, but Jesus loves us. And I think women sometimes forget that first and foremost, the first thing that the Lord wants from you is your heart. He wants your heart. And if you're giving your heart away to all these other things and you're not allowing him to fill you, to feed you, you're being controlled by others' expectations rather by his. Jesus is pretty strong about that. Like if you read the Gospels, you're going to read and you're going to be surprised. Jesus said no to a lot of things. You know, for 30 years, Jesus perhaps had the power to do miracles, and he didn't, because it was not in the time that his Father ordained. You know, for the beggar at the pool that he healed, how many more beggars were around that beggar at the pool that he did not heal? Jesus consistently says no. He has enormous boundaries, incredible boundaries. He says no to his mother. He says no to his brothers. He says no to his best friends. He says no a lot. So if we are more interested in becoming like Jesus than we are in becoming whatever we think is a churchy Christian woman, then we will develop our no.